Hello everyone, I'm Chyill and welcome back to part 2 of my Coastline Defense Guide for Rainbow Six Siege. Today we will be taking a look at the remaining objective rooms of the newest map in the game, Coastline. Well, to be more specific, we will take a look at each of the remaining objective rooms and I will share how I like to defend these rooms, as well as some of my favourite spots to place Valkyrie's Black Eye cameras, Mira's Black Mirrors and Echo's Yokai drone, based on how I think it would be good to defend those areas. If you haven't already watched part 1 of this guide where I covered the objective rooms in the ground floor, be sure to go watch that as well. And so having said that, please sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Okay, so for this guide, I will be using the bomb game mode to demonstrate what I want to say, simply because in the secure area and hostage game modes, you can sort of apply the same thing, but just for one room. Also, just so it is clear, for each objective area, I will quickly run through how I usually like to defend the area first, before I share some possibly useful Valkyrie camera spots, Mira Black Mirror spots, and Echo Yokai drone spots. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this is the objective room upstairs on the second floor. This is the theater, and this is the penthouse. So for this objective room, the way I usually like to defend it is to have one or two defenders sort of camping in this room. It would be nice if you have a Mira or something to sort of so you can control this section outside here very well, because a lot of people will try to come upstairs and they will try to blow up that wall, because this will usually be reinforced, and then they might have someone on this side sort of covering this hallway and can sort of try to shoot you into that room a little bit. So it would be nice if you have a Mira, sort of to have a mirror there, and you can sort of cover this area a little bit. And I also like to make sure to have one or two other people sort of defending this room. So they won't be in this room per se, but like sort of they might make a hole through here or something and sort of try to cover this area. But of course, people who are like in this room and this side here sort of trying to cover that room, we'll have to watch out for them coming in from above, of course. And of course, in this room it is quite scary because there's such a big window, so enemies could just be rappelling outside and sort of trying to shoot in. So typically you'd want to have like maybe one person at the back here defending the window. You can actually shoot through this and sort of try to be sneaky from here and shoot them as they try to aim into the room. So typically these walls will be reinforced and bandit battery and everything, because you really don't want to have that wall being exposed. You already have this doorway, this window to really worry about. You don't want an extra place to worry about. So typically these walls will be the ones that you want to mute or bandit battery. And because in bomb game mode, usually you want to have like quick access between the rooms, right? So typically this door would do just fine usually, but if you want another hole in the wall, this one is good as well, because if you have a hole here, and just open the hole, then you can sort of, because if you can barricade this up, so you don't have to use this, and you can just use this one. So this way, as you see here, you have a bit of cover. From here you don't, right? From here you have a bit of cover from this as you go between the rooms. And of course all you have to worry about is just there, and you don't have to worry about this. Whereas if you go through this door, you sort of have to worry about people peeking from there and there. There not so much, but you know, so that's why I think a hole here is good in between the two bomb sites. So yeah, so I mean really these rooms are can be a bit hard to defend. You might need one or two roamers to sort of really slow the attackers down. You want, like I said, one or two here and one or two over there or there, sort of to cover all the different entrances. I mean, if the hatch up here is like taken out, so this person is like in danger, right? So he will probably have to move, and he might want to reposition to behind this bit or something and sort of try to cover against the window and the door as well. So this is actually quite a tough room to defend, these two. So a lot of focus of my Valkyrie cameras will be placed around the outside of the room so that the roamers can make use of those cameras to stop the attackers from coming to begin with. So one of the first camera spots I have for you is over here. So the reason why we put it over here is so that when we use this camera, we can see you have a good view of this whole room. So if they do try to breach on through this wall, which will usually be reinforced, but if they have a thatcher and thermite, they might try to come through here. So the likely route for them to come in is through outside, and they come in, and they will try to go for that wall. So as you can see from outside, you can't really see the camera unless you're sort of at this angle very specifically, but most of the other angles you can't really see it. And once people jump in, usually they'll be like looking at doorways and stuff, so they might miss it. Even if they come through the back here, they might miss it as well. See, it's a bit hard to see because it's right in the corner. I mean, if you don't know where it is, it's hard to see. So they might usually be like looking over here. In which case, this point is quite obvious, but usually they'll just be like sort of trying to come along like that, and they might miss it that way. People coming in through here, as you can see, can't really see that the camera because it's behind that central piece. So they'll be like, oh, and so they might miss it. So this is where they might be aiming. So that's a pretty good spot. I quite like that one. Another place you can sort of put it to cover this room could be up here on this light. If I can get it to go right on the light, it can be quite hard to sort of see. But you get the idea. So I'll just put it on the light. There you go. And it can give quite a good view, a little bit of outside, and of course the whole room. The only thing you can't see is behind that wall. So sometimes people might be hiding behind this wall to shoot into the room if they've already breached that wall. But I don't think the one over here could really see over there as well. So it's sort of the same. There's no good way other than putting it here to get the whole room. But putting it here is quite obvious, I feel, because you can sort of see it from over here. Perhaps somewhere inside here might work. Let's try that. Yeah, this could be okay. So yeah, it can be quite hidden, especially from this side. From this side, yeah, it could be as well, because typically people will be aiming there or there. So yeah, that could work as well. So that's spot number 2. So yeah, that's to sort of defend this room. So we've got 3 spots just to cover this room, because this is a popular way for them to attack, because they can come in here, they can come in here, or they can even transition from here to go out here. So that's a important room to sort of defend. Another spot that I have is to cover this area, because as I said, people like to come up here and sort of attack through here. So a good spot to put a camera would be here as well. I like to put it here. Oh, if you can get it right. Again, you line up for the lights if possible. There you go. And what this allows you to see is pretty much this whole area. You can see down the stairs a little bit. In fact, usually you can see this doorway as well. So let me move it out a little bit. Right now, it's a bit too far in. Let's try it there. Yeah. It's obviously not as hidden as I would like it to be, but it's a bit fiddly, this thing, so you gotta get used to throwing it. Really annoying. There you go. I think it should work now. Yeah, so as you can see, if you get it right on the light, you can see into the room a little bit where people might try to go in and out to shoot you. You can see down the stairs, which is great. You can see people sort of camping over here, trying to shoot you. As you can see over there, you can see a bit of the window where people might come in from. So that's pretty good, and it's not very obvious as well. Another good place you can put it would be somewhere around up here, and this will allow you to see right into that hallway. People sort of come up the stairs already, and also people coming in from the window. So this is not too bad as well. It's quite hidden because typically people will be aiming that side. Once they check that there's no enemies here, they wouldn't sort of look over here anymore. So that's a pretty good spot as well. Oh, whoops. So yeah, that sort of covers this area here. So one there is quite good to cover this area. Not to mention this one also covers down the entire hallway, which is fantastic. Because typically people will have to, when they're trying to attack in, they'll have to come through here, right? So that's a pretty good spot. So another spot for Valkyrie camera, as you know, people like to come in through here because they get a shot straight in and stuff. So sometimes they might sort of cam around, not say cam around, but they might come through this room and sort of try to attack in from here. So a good spot to have is over in this corner. And that way it is quite well hidden. You can't really see it from outside, but you can see when someone has come in. So you see, I just literally walked through the door, but I can see the guy's legs, sort of. So if the guy is here, yeah, so you can sort of see his legs over there, and of course you can see anyone who is in this room basically, and it's quite well hidden. So people who are trying to, you know, sort of shoot into the room like that, before they move into plant, you can see everything. So this is a pretty good spot. Another good spot that you can have is to put it outside there, so that you can control this whole area to stop them from coming in through this window and doorway. So the reason why this might be good is like if the barricades are still up, you can put a C4 on the other side of the window and you can tell when they're about to come, and you can just blow up the C4 and kill someone that way. So typically before the round starts, you can get rid of the barricade and you can go run and sort of throw it to the corner and just run back in. Of course you will get detected for a short while, but if you can get it right, so anywhere in this beam should be fine. Hopefully they don't find it, but so say you get it, you can actually see quite a lot. So you can see down this entire balcony, and also perhaps even some people who are rappelling on the side that are attacking into the penthouse from the window. So this is a pretty nice spot. You can even see them rappelling up as well if you want to. So that's a good spot to have a camera. It might even be good to also have a camera on this side, because typically when they are on that side, they will be focused because the objectives are on the left side, so they will be more focused on that side. You might want to even put a camera up here. So before the round starts, you sort of get ready, go, and then get back in. If you get it right, you can. There's a pretty good spot as well. You won't be able to see like the other window on the other side, but what you will get to see is them trying to attack through that door and the window over there. So you get the whole balcony, and people might be less inclined to look over there because it is quite hard to see, sort of when it's in the corner. It's a long hallway, right? And you know how things get really hard to see when they're far away. So you know, so that's one spot. Yeah, and if you want to sort of help out your roamers, this is one more spot that you can use. This is upstairs on the hallway. So you can sort of shoot a hole through this wall and put your camera on this back wall, just like that. So this gives you like a good view of this entire hallway. Before they even make it into this room to attack into the objective room, maybe they're sort of running up the stairs and they might not even realize that hole. They'll sort of like go like that, and check the rooms or whatever, and they might not even see your camera there. They might just ignore it. And yeah, so this is a good spot to have a camera, and you know, if your roamers can use your camera and take them out before they even reach into that room. So perhaps your roamers might be hiding behind here, and maybe they see someone over here and they go like, oh, or something, you know. So that could be a pretty good spot as well. So yeah, I think that's about it for the Valkyrie cameras for this objective room. So let's move on to the Mira Black Mirror spots. Okay, so now we're on Mira, and I'm about to show you some of my Black Mirror spots that I like to use. As you know, these walls will typically all be reinforced. So these will be reinforced, these will be reinforced. And so for these objective rooms, I usually like to put 2 black mirrors in this area of the map. So what I would have would crouch down. So these will be reinforced, okay? So, but I'm just doing it right now without reinforcing it first. So these are just here to sort of slow people down, basically. So you have one down there and one up here. So the reasoning for this is that you really want to stop people from coming from this way. If you can just sort of stop them from coming through this way, they're unlikely to come through this way. And so all they will come through is through that window, this way, and this doorway. Usually these reinforced walls, as I mentioned, will be all muted and bandited, right? So if you can just sort of funnel all of them through these 3 entrances, that'll be super good. So if you have like 1 or 2 people in this room, covering like these 2 mirrors, so what you have is someone over here. This will be barricaded. Of course these will be reinforced as well, but as you can see all the way through that hallway, so you know when someone's coming through there and you can shoot them beforehand. Also you can sort of see if someone's trying to be cheeky from that doorway, and you can sort of move over to the side and shoot them. So this is a great spot to have a mirror, and you know, you can really sort of slow down people attacking from this direction. And this one will be useful for if they want to use like a thermite or a hibana to sort of blow up this wall, since they like to attack from the stairs. So this will give you the opportunity to sort of, you know, knock it down and just shoot them, you know, before they even do anything. So even if you knock that down, it's not that big of a deal, because as you can see, they can't really see that much into the room from there. You can only see maybe there. Of course, if they are over here, they can see into the room, but typically they wouldn't be standing here because it's really vulnerable for them to stand there. So this is a good spot here because you can hide. For a defender, you can hide in here and sort of, you know, slowly peek your head out and just shoot whoever that you need to shoot. So I like this spot. Typically if I defend in this room, it would just be there and there, so to really lock down people coming from that direction. If you don't want to put both mirrors in, you know, to defend the same direction, you can strengthen the position on this side, and I've already made some holes here, but you can put a mirror about here, and that way you can have a good view of everything on this side. Of course this will be reinforced, and so you move over to the side and shoot people that are coming along. So yeah, that's about all the mirror spots that are that will be useful. I mean, you could put one over here, I suppose, because that way you can stop people coming in from, like, sort of slow them down coming in from that side. But I think it's better if you have 1 or 2 competent roamers to sort of stop them coming in from that side, because it's a bit hard to do anything from this side, because if they have someone on the other side of the window, it might be a bit hard to really use this mirror effectively. And so that's about it for the mirrors. So let's move on to the Echo drones now. So now we're in Echo, and I already pre-placed my drone, and a good spot to put the drone would be over here. As I mentioned, this room is quite important to defend, so typically you want some sort of a way to gather intel from this room, like whether it's a Valkyrie camera or Echo drone or something like that. And so putting this drone here is quite good, because you can see sort of out of the window a little bit. When they come in and they try to attack onto this wall, you can, you know, sort of stop them. I'm thinking thermite basically. And so yeah, and you sort of get a good coverage of the entire room. So this is a good spot to have. Another spot you can have would be over here, sort of in this corner. Oh, sorry, messed up that. And you can cover this room. So people who are on that side trying to come in, people who are trying to come in from this door, you can cover that as well. Another good spot to have would be within the objective room itself, so you can stop them from planting the bomb. And a good spot to have this drone would be around somewhere over here. Typically, typically this is annoying. Typically the drone, if you just put it somewhere in the middle of the room, it should work. I'm surprised it's not letting me do this. Usually it works, but never mind. So if you just put it somewhere around in the middle of the room, you can cover, of course, that entrance, that entrance, that entrance, and a bit over there as well. I suppose you could put it a bit more on this side so you can see more of that door. You can see a bit into that room as well if they blow up that wall. Typically you have defenders on this side, so you don't have to worry too much about that side, and you can see a bit more of into that the toilet over there, as well as a bit more of the window. So this is a pretty good spot as well. Another good place to have your echo drone will be in this room if you're afraid that they push into this room. So you can watch over this wall as they reach in, or as they push in through there. You can watch this doorway, so you can stop them from planting wherever they might plant. And so this is a good spot as well. And as I mentioned, people like to usually attack from here, right? So if you put this somewhere where you would have your Valkyrie camera as well, so here it's pretty good. You can have a good line of sight down the stairs and this doorway. So I think I quite like this as well. So yeah, that's actually about all of the echo drone spots. Like they're not that many, because typically you want to be defending around your objective room anyway, so you have one in the objective room for each objective room, one in the adjacent rooms, perhaps one or two in the hallways like that one over there just now, and you can have one here as well. If I put it a little bit more to the back, so it's very close to the camera, but so that way you can lock down this hallway and you can sort of look out for people trying to come through here, like because they might be standing here and trying to shoot over there. So this might be a good spot. Otherwise, you can also have one out here. There's almost very similar to like all of the camera spots, because you want to stop people from coming in through those directions. So over there you can see, over there you can see, and of course down this hallway, and stop people from going in to that room. Of course, your roamers can't use your drone, so unless you're on your drone all the time to tell them like, oh, where's the enemy and stuff, this might not be as useful for your roamers. But otherwise, if you don't have any, like, you know, if you have a Valkyrie already placing cameras on the other spots, you can have your drone here as well, so that's fine. So yeah, that's about it for the penthouse and what do you call that? The penthouse and theater objective room. So let's move on to the next objective room. So yeah, now we are in the billiards room and hookah lounge objective rooms. So that's over here. And for this objective rooms, it is a little tricky to defend. Okay, so what I think, because this room is one objective room, right? And if you realize, if this is not barricaded and if that's not barricaded, you are super open. So like someone could be rappelling outside and they can easily just shoot anyone in this room. You can, if someone's down the hallway there, they can look into this room. Someone's out in that balcony over there and they can sort of look all the way through. Okay, just let me show you, and shoot, you know, people in that room. So typically you do not want to be anywhere around this pool table, you know, assuming this is broken down, and you know, this is not a good position to be in, right? So this is quite tough to defend. You might have someone in this corner to sort of cover the window, cover the hallway, this doorway and that hallway. So you might have one here, but preferably they would have some sort of deployable shield so that they can you know, be more protected as they are camping over here. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend defending inside any of these rooms, in fact. So like this is a super like vulnerable room as well, because you could have someone here watching the door and watching the window, but if anything if 5 of them come and attack through this way, you pretty much give them like a free kill, because this guy is not going to be able to do much. So typically I wouldn't try to defend from this room, but what I would do is to just blow up a hole here, and that way we can transition from this room to this room and defend from here. Typically I would also blow a hole in this wall. Let me just try to shotgun that down, and this allows us to defend. Just imagine this, there's a hole here, right? Okay, so this allows us to defend like all the way to the hookah lounge from here. So why from here? So well, if we barricade this up, and so assuming this is, you know, people seldom come from this side, maybe at most one enemy will come from this side, but so we leave this barricaded, right? And some people might try to come from here, but if you have like one person behind this bar, and you can sort of cover against people coming from there, and you usually have one more person over here somewhere, and they can also help to cover that door. And when they are here, you can also cover all the way through to the hookah lounge from this direction. So the reason why this is better is that there's only maybe say 1 or 2 enemies that come through here, right? So you know that there'll be no more here, so you can just sort of barricade this back up, and you're sort of quite protected. So here obviously the people outside the window can't shoot you from there, so you can watch that door over there and stop people from coming in. And since you're over here, the person who is in this room can just focus on that, and they don't have to worry about people coming through this way. So you know, you're sort of making more space for yourself, because this room and that room is just really annoying to defend. So yeah, you don't want to break through this, so that you have more space to move about and cover against people coming from there. But I think you might want to, you know, blow an entire path all the way through, and so this will allow you to not have anyone in this room as well. I think it might be better to defend this room with roamers instead. So when we get to Mira's mirrors, I'll show you why. And so yeah, so typically at most I would have one person maybe in that corner or that corner, but they need to be lucky, I guess, just in case, you know, if five people attack from this side, they are unlikely to survive, and they might need to just pray and just run out of the room. But yeah, but if 1 or 2 person come, I think they can probably try to hold their own. So you typically have 1 there or 0. You want to have 1 there, 1 behind this bar, and 1 over there as well. So that makes 3 sort of defending the rooms, and then you can have 1 or 2 roaming. So yeah, that's about how I would defend these objective rooms. So now let's just get into my camera spots. So a good spot for a camera, because you won't have someone in this room typically, so you would want to have a camera in this room. So a good spot to have a camera might be up here, because it's really dark, right? So it's a bit hard to see, and this will allow you to see where they plant. So if they come in from there or there, you can see, and if they plant anywhere in the room, you will know. Of course, try not to ping enemies with it, of course, so they don't know that there's a camera in here, because typically once people come in, they sort of look down here, they look there, but they might miss the camera up there. So yeah, another good camera spot to have would be out here. So you want to be watching out for these entrances, right? So you don't want them to just quickly and easily come in to attack this objective room. So a good spot you can put your camera is over on that wall. Might be quite good. So that wall was where we used for the objective room down there. So if you put your camera there, you can see most of this platform. Otherwise, you can also try to put it on this corner over here. So what you do is you break down the barricade and be ready, run, throw it over there, and sort of run back in. Hopefully it doesn't you don't get detected while you're trying to do that. Of course, now I messed up my throw. This is not too bad. You can still see this side and this side, but if you can get it onto this corner over here, that'd be great. So what you can actually see would be that stairs there. So people moving up and down the stairs trying to shoot into the room can be seen by you. You can also see people rappelling or trying to shoot through that window over there. So this is a pretty good spot. Otherwise, you can also, as I said, throw it on that wall over there. As you try to, so throw it really far, and that could work. And so this allows you to see pretty much everything, except people rappelling on the other side. So this is one. You can even see people rappelling outside of that window. So this is a great spot as well. So you might want to consider between this spot and that spot over there. So yeah. So those are 1, 2, and 3. Another spot you can have for a camera, because typically people will come up from the stairs here to sort of try to attack. So you might want one up there, I believe, and whoops. There or there doesn't really matter, just somewhere around that corner. And the reason for this is that typically when people come up, they will sort of look up the stairs, right? So they will, well, not 100% of the time, but they might miss that and sort of slowly go up. And this will give you a good view of them coming up, and also a bit of that hallway, so you know if there's someone outside that you have to be worried about. It can also be used for roamers to sort of, you know, catch them off guard or something. So that's a great spot to have as well. And so yeah, another spot that you can put a camera is over up here. Whoops. Get that right. There you go. The reasoning for this is that occasionally 1 or 2 people might come through this way, and so this will give you a good view of this area here to stop them from coming through this way. And finally, one more spot for a camera that could be useful would be maybe somewhere around here. And so it's fairly hidden. Usually people will be looking at eye level, right? And someone coming from this way might not even see it at all because it's sort of quite hidden over there. But this allows you to sort of see this entire hallway of people trying to come up over here, attacking into the room, or even attacking over there. So this will give you a good view of that. So yeah, that's about all of the camera spots. So yeah, let's move on to the Mira Black Mirror spots now. And so yeah, now we are in Mira, and let me show you some of my Black Mirror spots that you can use. So typically, like I mentioned, we try to blow a hole through this wall and sort of have a hole on that wall so that we can see all the way through, right? So but instead of blowing a hole through this wall, with the Mira you can actually just reinforce it instead, and then just put a mirror on it. And you should crouch, by the way, to put the mirror on it, because you want it to be difficult for the attackers to sort of destroy your gas canister. As you can see from here, it might be just a little bit harder for them to get the canister, especially if they are, you know, from here. From here it might be a bit easier, but they are pretty exposed if they do it this way, assuming you have someone, you know, watching the door. But so this allows you to see all the way across, and in a very protected fashion. You can leave this unreinforced, and so if you see anyone come along, you can just shoot, or you can even, you know, shoot over there. So this one spot to have. Typically, because you might be, you know, attacked from that direction. So if you can take a deployable shield and put it around here, just somewhere around there. And that should protect you from attacks from over there, and a little bit from over there as well, if you are sort of hiding over here and trying to, okay, if you imagine the deployable shield, you can sort of attack like that while sort of defending over this side as well. So that's one spot for Mira. Another Mira position that I like is over here. So what you can actually do is you can put one like that. Yeah, so you'll be like, why are you putting it outside? The reason for this is that if you have a roamer or two, you can use this. So this will be unreinforced, okay? This wall will be unreinforced. You're sort of sacrificing this room basically. So if you have a roamer and there's no enemies in this section, they can be up here and sort of stopping people from coming in through there and there. So basically, they won't be here all the time, obviously. But if say you know that enemies are in here, your roamers can come back, and this will be a way for them to see into the room and sort of shoot through and try to stop them from planting or something. Of course, you can put this a bit more to the left, and so that will give them a bit more space to shoot through. But otherwise, this could work as well. Of course, they can shoot above it. I can shoot, you know, like that to get them. And even if the enemies get control of this, it's fine. Because, you know, like, you wouldn't have anyone really sort of defending there. I mean, if you have someone who really likes to camp over there, over here, then maybe you might not want to put it here, just in case someone comes along and they're like, oh, there's someone over there, you know. But if you don't, like, if you have two roamers, you know, this is a good place to have it as well. So you sort of can see over there as well. If they are sort of trying to protect the bomb over here, since this is a sacrifice room, I would say, you can. It might be easier to capture the room and, you know, destroy the diffuser. So yeah, that's like two mirror spots that I like. Of course, if you have someone with a deployable shield that can camp over here, you can have one over here as well. Just to stop them from trying to attack through this wall. You can see a bit through that hallway over there to give you a heads up of people running across. You can also see some people running across over there, and you can let your team know on the other side, hey, someone's coming through there, someone's coming through there. So this is a pretty good spot as well to have. That gives you a lot of intel. You can hold the line all the way down there, and of course, if you just jump over the deploy sheet, you can cover that window as well. So it's quite a nice spot to have a mirror as well for the person camping in this corner of the room. And so yeah, I think that's about all the Black Mirror spots for these rooms, because like there's really not that many walls you can have Black Mirror on if, you know, you're sort of sacrificing this room, because this room is just really hard to defend. There's so many unreinforced walls, and you have so many ways to come in. It's just not great at all. So yeah, let's just move on to the Echo drone now. So now we are on Echo. Let me just show you some spots that I have for the Echo drone. One spot that I like is over here, and this allows you to sort of see enemies coming through this hallway when they're coming to attack from there, or through this backstage lounge here. You can see if they're trying to attack in through this wall. So whether Thermite or Hibana sort of trying to break through that wall, you can see enemies running through that hallway, and you can give people camping in that room a heads up, the aquarium room. And yeah, so you can see quite a lot of things in this spot. Another spot that you can have would be over here. This will give you a good, move in front a little bit. This will give you a good view of this hallway and people trying to attack in from the stairs. And of course you can see them coming in through there as well. So if they're trying to plant or anything, you can see from here. Otherwise, you can also have one in this room itself, perhaps somewhere around here. So this allows you to see that door and also the window. So yeah, this is a pretty good spot. Another spot that I have for the Echo drone would be along this pillar here. So the reasoning for this is that if you go by my strategy of like opening up a hole there and opening up a hole there, then you can sort of see a bit into each of those rooms and that corner over there. You can monitor people coming in from the window. You can see the door over there. You can see people sort of coming into the room. You won't see the doorway, but sort of the moment they come in, you can see them. And of course, you can see into the hallway a little bit and people coming in from there. So this is a pretty good spot to put your drone on, at. Otherwise, you can always put it on top of the billiard table. This way you can see the door over there, the hallway, through the hole a little bit, and through that hole a little bit, and of course outside the window. But it being here will mean that enemies from outside can probably shoot it quite easily if they are observant. So that is one spot. Otherwise, you can also put it here to help out with defending this doorway and as well as that doorway. You can see a bit of the window. If you want to see more of the window, you can in fact put it over here, and that way you can see a bit more of the window, see out this door, and also see down this hallway a little bit. You move it back even more, and you can see down the entire hallway, but you won't see the window of course, and you can still see outside this door a little bit. And yeah, I think you can even put it out here if you like, but generally I don't really think you need it here. I guess you could put it here to look down here. I mean, if you have cameras in other portions, then you can put the camera, the drone over here. You can see out this way and see across that hallway. So this is a pretty good spot as well. But I think, yeah, that's about it for the guide. I did go a bit faster because I didn't want the videos to be too long. Like part 1 was already 40 over minutes, so so I did go a little bit faster. You can sort of pause the video and sort of see where I put the drones and stuff, or cameras or mirrors if you like. So yeah, that about sums up the Coastline defense guide. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, you know, those sort of stuff. You can follow me on Twitch as well because I stream regularly, 3 times a week. And so yeah, hope you enjoy it. I mean, if you haven't seen my other guide videos on like Mira, Chyill, you can find it in the description. There's a link to a playlist to all my Rainbow Six videos there. And yeah, so hope you found it useful. Took me a while to find all the spots and sort of develop strategies for defending each of these rooms. So hope you find it useful, really. Other than that, just, you know, see you guys in the next video. Keep gaming, stay chill, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.